Hello, my name is Bob Haley of Haley Paint in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. My family's been in the paint and coatings business for over 100 years. This is our new 20,000 square foot facility in East Earle, Pennsylvania, part of Lancaster County. From this location, we're able to service over 500 shed manufacturing facilities across the country. The history of Haley Paint, formerly known as Finneran and Haley. It's my family business. I'm the third generation owner of the company. The original owners was my grandfather, Dan Haley, and his business partner, Joe Finneran. They previously had worked at a company called Gillingham's Paint in Philadelphia. So my grandfather, Dan Haley, and his business partner, Joe Finneran, really wanted to be entrepreneurs and start their own business. So they paired up and they broke away from Gillingham's Paint and started Finneran and Haley. That was in June 2nd of 1913. Literally like a year after the Titanic sunk, to give you an idea of the longevity, how long ago this was. Back then, manufacturing paint was as simple as mixing it in the back of a paint store. Their primary focus was retail paint and glass for consumers in the city of Philadelphia. The first store was at 60th and Thompson, and it's your classic old Philadelphia corner store. Basically row homes right up to the corner, and then you had a store with office over top that was what you'd picture it, just an extension of the row homes. I remember stories my father would tell me of my grandfather literally taking the trolley in West Philadelphia to the different stores. They had one at 22nd and Market. They had stores in Kensington, throughout the city, and my grandfather would supervise the stores, collecting receipts and managing inventory and all those things. And he was a little guy, and he'd talk like this, and he smoked cigars too. And he would go into the stores, and he didn't like anything on the counters, and he'd walk down the counter, because sales guys would go in and go, "Hey, could you put my putty knives on the counters? You're stocking them." And they'd be like, "Well, Dan Haley better not see it." And he'd walk in down the counter and knock everything off and go, "Nothing on the counters." The second generation of the company was my father, Bob Haley, my uncle, Dan Haley, and my aunt, Rita McManus. My aunt, Rita, had 14 children. So the second generation was ably manned by the two brothers and the sisters. They started to develop a lot of suburban stores, as well as our move into industrial coatings. One of the great things they did in the city of Philadelphia is they worked with the National Park Service, do all the research to establish the colors of historic Philadelphia. Colors like Jamestown Red and Belmont Blue, which still exist out there in the marketplace. We developed the epoxies and urethanes for the Los Angeles class nuclear submarine program, which was based out of the Philadelphia Navy Yard. The genesis of the shed business that we're blessed with today started in the very early 1980s. Interest rates around that time were as high as 18%. Amish dairy farmers needed to recreate themselves, and they started building inline shed manufacturing on their dairy farms, chicken farms. The way Finneran and Haley fit into that market was, back then, all the sheds were built with fir. That fir plywood came from old growth trees, and if you put house paint on there, it simply would not work. We had to build really high build products that you could flood onto a shed that would wet out and fill in all the grooves on the fir T111. That was something that we developed and followed the market through really a period of 25 years of solid growth. July of 2011, I made the decision to buy out my partners and become the sole owner of Haley Paint, and also divest of our other businesses, which was retail paint stores. It was the best decision I ever made in my life, to get the business and just focus on one thing, which was outdoor portable buildings. One of the things that Haley Paint has, which is a unique strength, is we have over 130 standard colors that are pre-manufactured and put into inventory. And these pre-mixed standard colors are manufactured with dry ground pigments that give our product extra hiding capability, superior exterior durability, and also the same color time in and time out, again, for touch-up, with products like this craft paper, a color we make for customers in Texas. In 2012, we were able to create our signature innovation This is our 153 Wilderness Urethane. We developed this in conjunction with some of our key shed builders out throughout the South, and we co-branded with Louisiana Pacific. This was designed to go on LP's Smart Side, which is used on probably 85 to 90% of the outdoor buildings in the country. This coating has tremendous exterior durability. It has a beautiful stain look. It lasts much longer than any wood stain. We have buildings out there that are well over 10 years old that look as good as the day it was coated. This is Jack Reisinger. He's our new president and CEO of Haley Paint. He's also my son-in-law. Therefore, he represents a fourth generation of Haley ownership.
So in 2017, we came out with our first inline system. The goal of that was to help customers that wanted to have a multiple color setup, but have a lower capital expense. Prior to that, customers would have to buy either a dedicated pump that they would use per color, or they would have a sprayer that they had to flush out each time. What we were able to create is a system that they could easily change colors, but it had a much lower capital expense. We manufacture everything here in the US. As you can see, all these parts here are going into a system. We have a large manifold system and a small manifold system that has multiple ball valves on it. What that allows a customer to do is to spray a building, say it's barn red, get done spraying, turn it all off, go to the next color, turn it on, and be ready to spray the next color. A customer can buy 3 pumps and have 18 colors ready to go at any point. We'll ship everything on site, we'll show up, we'll do the install, we'll do the training. That way it's a true turnkey system, so by the time we leave, they're ready to start spraying. So in 2019, we came out with the Haley HLP system. What this allowed shed and cabin builders to do is to be able to spray foam inside their plant as opposed to having an outside contractor come in. Because it's low pressure, it can be sprayed right indoors, it can be sprayed in your plant. You don't have to take the building outside. The other advantage for a lot of our customers was it gave them the freedom to set their own schedule. They no longer had to wait for a contractor to come in to do it. It can be used for anything with closed cell, open cell. A lot of guys are using it for floors, but there's guys that spray walls and ceilings as well. This same system is what we use for our poly floor shield, which is the rubberized floor coating. It uses the same fundamentals, just different chemical. Everything you see here gets mounted inside of a trailer, and we actually build it so it's climate controlled, and it comes with everything you would need to be able to spray foam anywhere. So it's a true turnkey system for customers. So the difference between low pressure and high pressure is when high pressure foam's applied, the building has to be vacated for 24 hours. With low pressure, something similar to this, there's testing done that allows occupants to re-enter after an hour. With high pressure, when you're spraying it in a confined space, such as being indoors or inside a shed factory, anyone in that building has to have PPE, which is personal protection equipment. With this, anyone outside of 25 feet doesn't need to wear any sort of PPE. So it's perfect for a shed manufacturer or production setting, where they don't want to disrupt the entire line just simply to spray foam. In 2022, this is our latest Haley signature innovation. This is the Haley Paint Flatline. It's designed to be able to paint any sort of linear piece of board, whether it be trim, lap siding, D-log. We built this with the shed builder or cabin builder in mind, so I can do 220 feet a minute. It's very clean, it's very automated, really cuts down on not only overspray and waste, but also speeds up the process for them.
As a business owner that's been involved with paint and coatings for over 50 years, I'm truly blessed. And as I walk into our new location here in Lancaster County, our new warehouse and headquarters, I have to pinch myself. I'm sort of overwhelmed by how great a business this is, and it's built on the fabulous employees we have, and we're blessed with a truly fantastic customer base that understands the value that we bring to them, how we can help their businesses succeed with our innovations. With all the innovations we've brought to the shed business in the past 40 years as it pertains to stains and coatings and urethanes, I'm very excited to see what the future brings for Haley Paint and its customers.